What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Road Tuesday, and today we're looking at a Darkrai Garbodor deck. Now, when most people hear Darkrai Garbodor, they're like, I know this deck's wiki. What are you talking about? Darkrai is one of the most popular decks. We're actually not talking about Darkrai EX. We're actually talking about from the Darkrai from the Generation box, and that is the Darkrai with the Abyssal Sleep. It is a promo card. It does 80, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Your opponent flips 2 coins instead of 1 between turns. If either one of them is tails, that Pokemon is auto asleep. And actually, I got this idea. It's not even my idea. It's Calvin Cochran at Nationals this year. Calvin, I think his friend Josh, if I remember correctly, showed up with like Squeaky List test play, and we started test playing. And they had this crazy Darkrai list. Now their list is probably totally different from what I had for sure. I mean, their list was at Nationals, a different format and everything like that. But this is the list I have now for the standard format, and we're gonna see, can this Darkrai use Abyssal Sleep to keep our opponent asleep forever? And with the fighting for, you can do 90, and you get 2-shot Pokemon, which is pretty great, and that's what we're going to do today. It's a 90x attacker, has 110 HP, but with a fighting force 150. And can we keep our opponent asleep forever and just take 2 knockouts that way? Now, I know when we take a knockout, our opponent gets sent up another Pokemon, take a knockout that way, but we're mainly going to be knockout EX Pokemon, which is pretty great. Now, the only problem with this deck is that Megas do exist in this game now. They're very, very, very highly played, and that is a problem with this deck. But can we withstand those evolution decks or not? That's what we're going to find out today. Now, the reason I'm playing this card is a lot of people don't play Switch, a lot of people don't play Escape Rope. They play mainly Float Stones. Like, alright, Float Stones, I'm going to treat out of that way, or just manually treat, because there's not a lot of Pokemon that put you to sleep. But, so if your opponent doesn't play Switch, you're going to be in really good position. They can't switch out, they're good to go. People can't play AZ anymore. Some people do play Pokemon Cylinder, but that doesn't really exist anymore. So Darkrai is really, really good right now, in a weird way, actually. Except for, like I said, for the evolution decks. Now, some decks do play Zoroark, which that's why we have Garbodor. Garbodor has the ability Garbotoxin. This Pokemon has a tool attached to it. Each Pokemon to play in each player's hand, and each player's disc pile has no ability. So that way your opponent can't stand in with Zoroark and get rid of that sleep. So Garbodor will shut that down. It'll be A-okay. And we play 2 Shaymin as well to help us set up. Now we play 4 Max Elixirs, and this is how we're going to power up our Darkrai in 1 turn. Max Elixir, look at the top cards of your deck, attach a basic energy you find there to a base Pokemon on your bench, shuffle the other cards back into your deck. For Puzzle Time, to reuse any 2 cards out of your discard pile, maybe use Max Elixirs, maybe another Darkrai out, anything like that. To switch, and the reason I'm playing Switch is because you want to switch into like a Trubbish with a Float Stone, then Max Elixir, and then attach Max Elixir, something like that, because Darkrai does have a 2 tree cost, so it is kind of hard to you can't Max Elixir to active, you only Max Elixir to a bench basic Pokemon, and that's why we were using Max Elixir, and switch. So you can switch to a Trubbish and Max Elixir that way. 4 Trainers Mail, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 via Seeker, just main consistency cards. So 2 Lysandre, 3 and 4 Sycamore. And you're gonna notice the deck is very consistent, like 3s and 4s of, except for the 2 switch. Everything else is pretty standard, not standard, but really consistent. As you see, we're only playing 2 rows of cards, which doesn't usually happen anymore. 3 in, 4 Sycamore, just main, like, we're gonna draw, be really consistent in this deck. We don't want to miss a beat at all. 3 fighting for belts, so your Darkrai's can do 10 more damage, which makes you do 90, and then you can do the 40, have 4 more HP. 3 Float Stones to give Garbodor the Garbotoxin at 12, Dark Energy, and that was the list, and this is the list we played during the game. Now, some things that you could play instead is maybe Reverse Valley, so you can do 10 more extra damage, but 100 plus 100 usually doesn't matter too much. Like 200 doesn't really accomplish anything. The only thing you have to worry about is if your opponent plays that one stadium that makes where they can't be asleep. That could be really bad. But I mean, I think it's Chaos Tower, and I doubt if your opponent's playing Chaos Tower, you really have to worry about that. Like, it's not really a stadium nowadays. Like, all the other stadiums don't care about, like Skyfield don't care, Parallel City don't care, you just bump your Shaymins off, stuff like that. So there's actually really no downside of not playing a stadium. I think it would be A-okay. The only thing I really need in this deck is a Super Rod, and when I do this, maybe cut a Dark Energy, maybe a Trubbish for a Super Rod, and you can use Puzzle Times to get back your Super Rod. You'll see in the game what I'm talking about. We're like, man, I wish we had a Super Rod, shove a Dark Energy back in the deck. I thought 12 was going to be enough. I was like, man, 12 is enough. We don't even need Super Rod. Like, if they knock out for a Darkrai, we'll probably lose regardless, because it's going to be hard to set up a 5th and 6th one. So I wasn't really worried about Super Rod that way. But you're going to see that we do run out of Darks while playing these games. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Shout out to Calvin. one of the craziest rogue deck builders right now, probably this game. Besides Ross, like Ross and Calvin, I definitely put them two up at top place. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and let's see this deck in action. Can Darkrai Garbodor work or not? Remember, not Darkrai EX, Darkrai from Generations promo. Alright guys, let's see what happens. Alright, when it gets put in Taters playing a fighting grass and a color stack, which we are weak to fighting, so we'll see how this happens. So go ahead, like always, and let's see what's going to happen. Heads, we will be able to go first. Alrighty, so yes, I would love to go first. Thank you, Pokemon, for asking. So let's see what's going to happen, and can we get kind of set up. Alright, so press done. That's not what we needed. Alright, so let's take number 2, waiting for one to select their starter Pokemon, and let's see what's going to happen. So, yep, we'll press done. Get a new hand of 7. Can we start with something good? Alright, so we get another mulligan, so press done one more time. Alright, and alright, so there's a Darkrai. We can put that in the axe spot. We can press done, and let's see what is my opponent playing. That is the real question. And how many switches / escape rooms does my opponent play as well? So we're gonna draw 2 cards, and there is a Rattata. Alright, so we'll Trainers Mail. Grab an in. That's a great card to have right there. So we'll grab the in. We'll Ultra Ball. We'll just put a Dark on the active and just play in. Both of those give you a hand of 6. Okay. So let's see what's going to happen. There's a Trubbish, a Float Stone, so put down Trubbish, put a Float Stone on it, and we'll probably just pass. So next turn, what we just need is a Dark Energy, Switch, and a Max Elixir. So it's Float Stone on that guy. We'll press done. Alter our opponent's turn. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to draw a card. If my opponent most likely plays Ariados, so it's like a Eradicate Break Ariados deck. Now they can evolve out of the sleep. Oh man, that could be really bad. But we can take a knockout next turn. We can do 80 automatically to that Rattata. There's a Krogant, another Rattata coming down as well. Love Ball, going to search deck for any Pokemon 90 HP or less. Alright, there's a Spinnerack, another Krogant. I mean, that Krogant, the Toxicroak makes it where your opponent can't retreat if they're paralyzed, I'm pretty sure, or can't attack, something like that. And it has something revolve around poison. So I see another Rattata coming down. And this is actually really bad for us because we're okay, this card's 2 Raticate. That could be really bad. But the good thing about the bad thing about this is if my opponent evolves out of the sleep lock, which is not good for us. Can we take a knockout on this guy? Oh, I would use a Dark Energy. Dark card to take a knockout on this Rattata, which is great for us. Alright. So what my opponent needs to do is not evolve all of his Rattatas into Raticakes. There's a fighter you're going to Krogant, and that could be bad. So on our turn, what do we get? We get a switch. Alright, so Trainers Mail. Let's Trainers Mail look at the top cards of our deck. We'll grab, do I even want to grab an Ultra Ball, really? Because, like, if we grab an Ultra Ball, you just, yeah, we're going to grab an Ultra Ball, getting another Darkrai into play, that's for sure. So Ultra Ball, we discard a switch. And a VS Seeker, we'll grab another Darkrai. Alright, so the one Darkrai is prized. We'll grab Darkrai. We'll put that guy down. And we'll give us both new hands of 6. But all we need is a Dark Energy for this guy. And maybe hit a Max Elixir. There's a Puzzle Time. Okay, there's a Max Elixir. So look at the top cards of our deck. And let's see what can we find. So it's Max Elixir. Oh, we whiff. Alright, so press done. With Dark Energy deactive, and we'll just take a knockout with the Dark Cutter. Now, once again, I can't remember exactly what Toxicroak does, but we'll find out here in a second for sure. So we'll go down to 5 prize cards. There is a Sycamore, which is a great card to have, especially if we hit a Puzzle of Time. Puzzle of Time could save us this turn. So, let's see, what does my opponent do here? Do they send the Krogant? Do they send? I'm not sure who they'll send up, but we'll find out here in a second. So I'm gonna send the Krogant, okay? And there's a strong energy active. Oh man, whatever Toxicroak does is gonna knock out our fighting weak Darkrai. So now you're just coming out. I'm gonna poison both of us, okay? The Divinity Pokemon's poison put 3 more damage counters on the Pokemon between turns. The effect can be applied more than once. Even started to Toxicroak break. Prevent all damage done to Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's poison Pokemon. Oh my goodness. So and both of us get a hand of 6. Actually, we can't even hurt them. Oh my goodness, because of poison enzymes. Okay, so there's a Dark Energy, a Lysandre, okay. Eradicate. We can't take a knockout this turn. That's the great thing. If we get crazy here, we can take a knockout. There's a Chaos Tower coming out, making where it's not poisonous. Okay, gonna poison us, and Poison Jab will take a knockout. Man, it's doing 180 damage heads. What does that do? Flip point of heads your opponent's act. Okay, great. So we'll set up Trubbish, and we need double Max Elixir this turn. So on our turn, What do we get? There's a Dark Energy. Put the Dark Energy this guy. Put down a Darkrai. We'll Shaymin set up for 3. And let's see, can we find a double Max Elixir with 2 energies and a Fighting Fear Belt? Well, there's a Fighting Fear Belt put in this guy. We'll Float Stone the Shaymin and we'll Sycamore. Discard our hand. Draw 70 cards. We need double Max Elixir here, guys. There's one Max Elixir and another Max Elixir. Let's see, can both of these hit one? There's one right there. All right, attached to this guy. Max Elixir number 2. And can we find one? And we do find another one. Oh my goodness, there we go. And now what we can do is we can Ultra Ball, discard the Garb and the Fighting Fear, discard Garb, no, let's discard the Fighting Fear Belt and the Lysandre, and with this we'll get out the Garbodor, no not that, Garbodor, and this should basically win us a game, unless it gets another Toxicroak down the field, so put a Garbodor in the active. We will retreat into the Darkrai, and we will take a knockout with the Abyssal Sleep. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there we go. Taking a knockout of Toxicroak, going down to 4 prize cards. And the reason why I think we're good, I mean, Eradicate can do some damage, don't get me wrong. It can easily help him win the game, but that Toxicroak will be knocked out, and now be up to my opponent. Who will they send up? Probably the Eradicate. And if they get the Eradicate break, they can put us down to 10 HP. But they'll have to Dirty Shock to actually knock us out. Or Dirty Shock, then do that play instead. So see Eradicate coming up, okay? Another Krogon hit the field, which is the scary part. Like, that's the scary card we don't want to see, really. Alright, so another Krogon coming down, okay? And does we want to have a DC or not is the big question. We haven't seen one yet. I think it needs a DC. I'm like pretty sure it needs a DC. There's a Fighting Dragon on that guy, okay? Alright, and I'm like really tempted just to license this Krogon, take a knockout this turn. So strong energy on that guy. He can't use the Poison Nest by Ariados. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Can we beat this deck? Another Rattata hit the field as well. And yeah, I'm definitely like considering just bringing a Krogon, take a knock on it while we can, or switch to Rattata. Don't care about it too much, and we'll probably just see a pass on Love Ball. Probably get another Raticate out, most likely. He already discarded 2, but nope, there's a third one coming to his hand. Alright, so yeah, I'm definitely licensed that Krogon. Take a knock on it while we can before it evolves into Toxicroak and gets too crazy. So Raticate coming down, okay? Alright, guys, there's Sycamore. Go and discard the hand, draw 70 cards. Discard like Fighting Energy. Can opponent get another Krogon down is the big question. If they do, then bad things will start happening to us. Alright, so we haven't played any puzzles yet either, which is a good thing to note. Alright, so no puzzles. Maybe we need Super Rod. I didn't put it in this deck, but maybe we need it. So Dark Energy this guy. Well, via Seeker for Lysandre to bring up that bench Krogon, so that way it cannot knock us out next turn. So bring up that Krogon, and we'll take a knockout. Oh man, Abyssal Sleep not even really not doing anything right now, but we're still taking a knockout on this Krogon, going down to 3 prize cards. Alright guys, there we go. There's an Ultra Ball, okay, can't really grab anything too much with it. Our other Darkrai is prized, and we can't use Shaymin because we are under ability lock, thanks to Garbodor. So here comes Eradicate, owns my opponent's turn. Let's see, what will they decide to do here? Now, their plan is probably to Dirty Shock and then to knock us out Eradicate break, but by then we might have another Darkrai ready to go, and things are looking good for us. I was really nervous, like, Eradicate can evolve out of it. Eradicate break can help us as well. Krogon, there's a DCE. Alright, so we'll see either the Dirty Shock, or will we see Eradicate break come down? That's the big question. Regardless, okay, so there's another Krogon hitting the field. Great. Alright, so another Krogon coming down. Alright, now, he's going to Dirty Shock. Alright, he's going to poison us, but okay, hold on, because Dirty Shock removes tools. That's amazing. Alright, so on our turn, we get a Dark Energy from this guy, and we will go for the Abyssal Sleep. Alright, there we go. We'll take a knockout, going down to 2 prize cards, and let's see, what can we get off this? We get a Darkrai. Alright, so we'll probably see, let's make sure this is okay. It can't be Sleep or Paralyzed. This one is Confused or Poison. Alright, so here comes Eradicate. To my opponent's turn, and things are not looking good for him. There's another Toxicroak coming down, okay? Alright, that Toxicroak is very scared. There's another Eradicate coming down as well. If he has a DCE, he can take a knockout. There's Sycamore. Going to discard the hand, draw 7 new cards. And can he find it? Is it a DCE? Yeah, it is a DCE. So 7 cards come into their hand. There's a DCE, and he will take a knockout this turn, going down to 4 prize cards. But we can send a Darkrai, take a knockout, and then my opponent really can't do much outside of that. Oh man, because they can't double tash. So Super Frame for the knockout. Going down to 4 prize cards. Okay, actually, yeah, he's gonna take a prize card. Yeah, 80, then poison, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so he's gonna take a prize card. We're gonna set up Darkrai. We have the energy in our hand. So we could put a Dark Energy in the active, and we could take a knockout. No, we actually don't take a knockout just yet. Ooh, that's actually really bad. So put a Dark Energy in the active. We'll use the Abyssal Sleep, okay. Alright, so 80 damage. Put him to sleep. Heads. and tail, so he stays asleep. All right, so on my opponent's turn, he needs a fighting energy here, and he's got to find double strong, because one strong is not enough. All right, so we're poisoned. He's still asleep. He's cruising right now. And can we power up another Darkrai? Is the question. We have 7, 8, 19. We have 2 left overall. And man, I'm definitely regretting not putting Super. We definitely need Super on this deck, guys. That's a mistake on my part of putting this deck. So another Krogot coming down as well. Okay. And I mean, we could Lysandre Rattata take a knock on it with this Darkrai, which is really great. So let's see, what does my opponent do here? Did they play a switch? Will they see a pass? He can't use Ariados, can't poison, he can't evolve out of the sleep, and things are looking interesting for us. And will we see a pass? Does he have a fighting energy? So many questions. Oh, he plays a Pokemon Sinnoh. Oh my goodness. If my opponent has a VS Seeker, he can VS Seeker for Pokemon Sinnoh, heal that condition off. Oh my goodness, that could be really bad. So let's see, what does our opponent do here? Does he have VS Seeker? There's a Love Ball. Probably will get another Rattata down. He can't get another Raticate because there's none left in his deck. Okay. Alright, guys. Does he have a VS Seeker for Pokemon Sinnoh is my question. If he does, we are in trouble. My opponent can see in the game, realize they can't win it. Oh my goodness. Now he must not. Let's see. Can we see our opponent's deck? We cannot see our opponent's deck, but we'll take that game. It seems like my opponent did not have another energy. If he had an energy, how many strongs did he play? I know there's at least 3 in the discard pile. If he didn't have, yeah, he actually couldn't take a knockout on our Darkrai. It looks like we would have won that game unless Pokemon Sinnoh came out. Then that would have made things interesting. But guys, we'll see one more game with the Darkrai deck here in a second. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we don't play against another Evolution / non-EX deck. I don't care so much about Evolutions. The non-EX part that makes it so hard. But we'll see what happens in the next game. Hopefully, we get another victory. Alright, playing against Darkness Ace 01, playing a Fighting, Psychic, Fairy, and a Colors deck, and waiting for my opponent to load into the game, and can we get into the victory or not is the big question here, guys. So, I don't know what my opponent is playing. We won the coin, we'll be able to go first, which is great. Yes, man, I hate that they switched that around. I always want to click no. But let's see what 7 cards we get. Alright, so, this is what we want to see. We got Trubbish, we got Float Stone, Dark Energy, Darkrai, we're good to go. So press done, and let's see, what does my opponent have here? So EXP share Lucario, another Evolutions deck. Are you kidding me? Alright, so alright guys, so can we do it this time around or not? Oh man, another Evolution deck. Luckily, this one's Lucario and not a straight fighting deck. Like he does play Riolu, which I don't think it can hit for that much. I doubt he's playing strong energies as well. So let's see, what does my opponent play here? Well, we got a Float Stone, we got a Dark Energy, maybe Sycamore. We could just sit on it, pass, and next turn Sycamore, Dark, and Max Elixir. So let's see, Darkness. His name is Darkness, but he's not playing any Dark Pokemon from what I can tell right now. So 2 Pokemon come on the field. Alright, and yeah, we'll draw from the mulligan, that's great. There's a VS Seeker, there's an Unknown, and a Klefki. Alright, so we'll put a Dark Energy on this guy, we'll put a Float Stone on the active, and we'll just pass onto our opponent's turn. Now, if we get the Garbodor out next turn, we can make it where Klefki and Unknowns do not work anymore, and I imagine what my opponent's doing, they're going to fill their bench up, then discard the cards, and take a knockout Lucario that way. I think Lucario does 30... maybe 60 plus 30 for each extra bench card your opponent has or something like that. I can't remember exactly the full thing. It determines on the bench difference, kind of like Zork. So we just need to make sure we don't fill our bench up, and we'll be okay. So let's see, what does our opponent do here? Darkrai can use Bissell Hip. Actually, it doesn't one-shot the Klefki because it's resistant, but it pretty much just stays asleep. Can Klefki use this? Yeah, if it's on your bench, it can't be used on the active spot. Okay, so that's good to know. But Unknown can Pharaoh later, discard the Unknown, draw a new card. Alright, but if we find a Fighting Fury Belt, we could take a knockout that way because we do 90 minus 20, 70, which could be really nice. So let's see, what does Dark Case? So Skyfield coming down. We don't care too much about that. We're not going to counter that stadium. And there's an N. Alright, so and both of us get a new hand of 6. I imagine opponent's like, alright, if I don't draw Pokemon, I lose. So I need to somehow counter, like, fix this out some way. So Reverse Valley, or Fighting Fury Belt, which is great. Trainer's Mail, but outside of that, we don't have anything. So Metal Energy, the active, and a pass onto our turn. Alright, there's a Fighting Fury Belt, so we'll Trainer's Mail. Look at top cards of our deck, and oh my goodness, all we have is a switch. Alright, so grab the switch just to get out of there. We'll double. Can we double puzzle right now? That's my question. Yeah, we'll double puzzle for 1 Trainer's Mail. Oh my goodness, I've never had to do this before. I guess we could have grabbed the Switch, but whatever. We could have switched, whatever. But Trainers Mail for Max Elixir, but oh my goodness, outside of that, our hand is dead. So we'll Max Elixir, look at top cards of our deck. We won't even find a Dark Energy there. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we'll sadly just have to pass on to my opponent's turn. But luckily, my opponent did not get our Riolu, so they can't attack with Lucario this turn. But man, that was, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I guess we should attach a Fighting Farewell to the Darkrai just to get into play, so our opponent ends us, we don't draw back into it. But man, we had to waste this double puzzle on a single Trainer's Mail and not hit anything. So Super Odd going to shuffle that unknown back into the deck, and that looks like it's just going to be it. Yeah, just one unknown. Alright, so Sycamore going to discard the hand, draw 7 new cards, discards 2 via Seekers and Escape Rope and Lucario. So Lucario does fight alone 30. If you have Fear Pokemon to play, then your opponent this deck does 6 damage or more Fear Pokemon you have in play. Alright, so the max can do is 90. I mean, we could bench 2. There's Riolu unknown. Does Riolu do damage? Smash Punch for 30, but it needs a fighting energy. So unknown, going to discard it, draw a new card, okay? A Love Ball. Actually might be kind of hard. So unknown coming down because we have to at least put one Shaymin down. Maybe another Darkrai. Darkrai for sure. An unknown coming down. Go to Farewell Letter, discard the unknown, draw a new card. Okay. Luckily, like I said, Rielu's not going to attack this turn. So Metal Gear going to Riolu. Okay, so pass on to our turn. What do we get? There's an end. Alright, that's a good top deck. So put this down, and we'll end. Both of us get a new hand of 6. And let's see, can we find a Max Elixir and a Dark Energy? That's my question. Alright, there's an Ultra Ball. Some other stuff, so we'll Trainers Mail, look at top cards of our deck. We'll grab, I guess, an Ultra Ball just to discard it. Alright, so we'll grab Ultra Ball, put a Dark Energy in this guy. We'll Ultra Ball, discard the Ultra Ball and the Dark Energy, and with this, we'll grab a Shaymin, but do we play the Shaymin automatically? Yeah, we'll probably play the Shaymin automatically. Just get 6 new cards in our hand. So Shaymin, set up for 6 new cards, and let's see, can we find a Max Elixir is my question, and no Max Elixir just yet, so let's Trainers Mail, come on, and there's a Max Elixir, and is it going to hit or not is my question. Come on, Max Elixir, don't let me down, and we didn't get it, oh my goodness. Alright, so what we're going to do is Ultra Ball, discard Dark and the Fighting Fear Bell, and with this we're gonna have a Garbodor, so my opponent cannot really do anything next turn. Let's see, so we have Fear, it does, we know, okay, so it does, attacks 6 more damage for each Pokemon Fear you have in play, so right now I can only do 90 damage with that Riolu, so I'm gonna retreat to the Darkrai, and I'm just going to attack with the Dark Cutter for 20 damage. Yeah, 20 damage. Alright, so my opponent's turn. Let's see what's going to happen. Now let's see, 6, 12, 12, 13. So the max can do is 150, which is still, oh, that's an exact knockout on a Darkrai. Oh my goodness. So I might have to 2-shot this Klefki. I'm like a 3-shot it. I don't want to exactly, give my opponent. Yeah, if we knock out the Klefki, he can knock out with the Lucario. So you see Misty Determination, discarding a metal, gonna look at top 7 and top 8 and pick any card and put it into their hand. And my opponent can't Wonder Lock anymore, so this Klefki is kind of stuck. So I'm like really like tempted to like just wait and like Lysandre to really take a knockout that way. So we see an Eva Soda for a Lucario. But right now, Lucario's not too scary. It can't take a knockout, so that's good for us. Alright, so, yeah, Lucario coming down. It could not. I can't even knock out Garbodor. So on our turn, we get a Dark Energy, put in the active, and we're going to Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. And can we find a Lysandre for next turn? There's a Lysandre and another Darkrai. We're not going to put that Darkrai just yet. We're just going to do Dark Cutter for 20 damage. Alright, the next turn, we get Lysandre, bring up the Lucario, and put it double sleep. So that's great. Now, the question is, does the opponent play any switch cards? So there is a captivated Pokemon, and they're gonna put down a Darkrai. Oh my goodness! Now our opponent can take a knockout on our. Oh my goodness, that is terrible. If they have energy, they can retreat. Use Fight Alone for 6, 12. Oh my goodness, 150 exactly to knock out our Darkrai. Oh, this is not good, guys. We're already down 2 Max Elixir Super Rod. Gonna shuffle 3 combination Pokemon energies back into the deck, but that is terrible. So Lucario, unknown. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys, this is terrible. Now, my opponent has to make a decision as well. Okay, so we'll both get a new hand of 6. Can they find an energy or not is my question. And can we find a energy in double Max Elixir? So we already have 6 Darks already played. Oh my goodness, that's not good. Alright, so let's see what does the opponent do. Retreat to Lucario, and do they have energy or not? And there's an energy, and they will fight alone for the knockout. Red card, gonna put us down as 4 as well, where our hand wasn't that great, so it doesn't matter too much. Dark, and a Darkrai. Alright, so fight alone for the knockout. Oh my goodness. Alright, so gonna do 150. Knock us out exactly, going down to 5 Brightest Guards. Alright, so send the Garbodor. Alright, guys, what do we do here? That's the question. Do we top deck Max Elixir? There's a Trubbish. Alright, so put a Dark Energy in this guy. We'll via Seeker for a in. Give us both. We'll get 6. He gets 5. Can we hit double? Oh, man. Can we hit double? There's a max. Okay, only one Max Elixir, so we cannot take a knockout this turn. But we'll still Max Elixir. Look at the top cards of our deck. We'll grab a Dark Energy, put on the Darkrai, okay? Put a Fighting Spirit on that as well. And 679. So the max the Lucario can do right now is 90. Unless he plays another captivating Pokepuff, then he can knock out our Garbodor. Oh my goodness. I'm still going to press done. I think Garbodor being knocked out is it's better than letting Darkrai get knocked out, which I think is the best play. But if he plays another Pokepuff, he can put our hand down, put double the Trubbish and Darkrai down, and we are in trouble. Oh my goodness, guys. Alright, so we'll have to see what happens. Right now we have 6, 7, 8. Fight alone for just 90 damage. Alright, so that's good. So on our turn, what do we get? Give me something good Pokemon. There's a Sycamore, which is not what I wanted, because now we have to discard all rest of our our other puzzle. So put down the Darkrai. We'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. We need to find a Dark Energy here, and there is a Dark Energy. That's great. So Dark Energy, this guy. We will Puzzle Time, rearrange top 3 cards of our deck. Doesn't really matter. I guess we should have Trainers Mail first. I guess we'll Trainers Mail regardless for a VS Seeker. Alright, so we'll grab VS Seeker. Or do we got Float Stone? No, we'll grab VS Seeker, yeah, because we already have Float Stone and Switch in our hand. So we'll grab VS Seeker. We'll retreat into the Darkrai, and we will not take a knockout, but he has double sleep. So he has to flip 2 heads here to actually take a knockout. So damage increased to 90. Heads and a tails. Alright, I got kind of scared. I saw the first heads. I was like, oh man, he's going to wake up. So our opponent's turn, he's going to draw a card, and he's got to find some more Lucarios now. And actually, we're in trouble, because 679, we have 3 energies left. And like I said in the first, oh my goodness, an escape rope. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, if he escape rope's Lysandre, we pretty much lose this game. So instead of Darkrai, yeah, I'm fine with the Darkrai getting knocked out. I don't want Garbodor to get hit at all. No Lysandre hasn't played by my opponent just yet. So he's going to take a knockout this turn on our Darkrai, going down to 4. Oh my goodness. But if he doesn't attack this turn, we can Float Stone, retreat, and just a pass onto our turn. Alright, so now we can do is Float Stone the active. We can retreat into the Darkrai, and we can Lysandre to bring up the Lucario, taking a knockout, going out of 5 prize cards. Alright, so things are going to get start interesting here. So Abyss Sleep for the knockout. Alright, going out of 5. And luckily, since we have that VS Seeker, we can get another luck on the Ryulu. There's a Shaymin. We don't care about that too much. I really need to Ultra Ball discard Trubbish and Shaymin so our opponent cannot use another captivated Pokebuff. So our opponent's turn, they're going to send the Klefki. And okay, there's a node coming down, which they can't use really. Okay. As soon as he puts down Ryulu, though, I'm knocking it out. Like, we're going to VS Seeker for Lysandre. And outside of that, we're probably just going to hold on to our hand forever. There's an EXP share going on unknown, okay? And doesn't want to play Ninja Boy. That could be interesting. Metal Energy to deactivate and a pass onto our turn. Well, we're going to Ultra Ball, discard Trubbish and the Shaymin. And let's see how many Darks are left in deck. There's only 2. 1 in our hand, 1 in the deck. So put a Dark into this guy. We'll go for the Abyss Sleep for the knockout. Oh my goodness, if my opponent plays Ninja Boy, we could be in trouble here, because they can Ninja Boy to really evolve Lucario and take a knockout that way. Oh my goodness, did we just fall into the trap, guys? There is a Garbodor, alright, doesn't want to have a Ninja Boy, Lucario Metal in their hand. If they do, they'll take a knockout this turn, and we'll be in trouble and pretty much lose this game. Yeah, we need Super Rod for this deck. There's an Unknown coming down, an EXP is sure going down to Unknown, and it seems like my opponent is in a bad hand. Like, usually they'll be okay, but since we have Garbodor online, they're in trouble. So on our turn, we get a Lysandre, we'll just Abyssal Sleep for the knockout. Alright, so got out of 3 prize cards. We need to find another energy for sure. We know there's 1 left in the deck, but we need to find 1 off of here. There's what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's a Max Elixir. Okay, don't care about that too much. Here comes Unknown. Can my opponent find anything or not is the big question. I was so scared. I thought we were going to lose this deck, but it looks like we might be able to make the comeback. Can my opponent find anything? We did shut down his Unknowns with Garbodor. There's a Pokepuff, not going to hit anything, and things are looking bad for my opponent. Let's see what will they do here. They can see the game, and we will take a win. And on to our turn, we will just use Abyssal Sleep for the knockout. And guys, even though we played against 2 non-EX decks, you see how cool Darkrai is. And there's another Darkrai coming in our hand, and we definitely need Super Rod. So let's look at our deck one more time. So we're going to edit our deck, and let's see what can we cut for Super Rod is my question, because we really need a Super Rod in this deck. You can maybe cut a Trubbish for a Super Rod to get back those Dark Energies if you need them. I mean, that seems really good. Like, yeah, the Trubbish for a Dark Energy might be great. But the guys, there you go. There's the Darkrai Garbodor deck. I know when you say Darkrai Garbodor, you're like, oh, I know what this does. People play it at Nationals, but no, that's the wrong Darkrai. We're playing the Darkrai from Generations. Just remember that. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our three sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.